Hey everybody, what's going on? Today is Sunday, May 6th. I'm here to show you what I picked up the last couple weeks. Sorry, very thirsty today. I don't know. But I wanted to do this and get this done before I went to go see Infinity War later today with my wife and my son. And we're excited. But I'm really excited about the stuff I got over the last 2 weeks. So first up, the non comic book thing I got. This is His Way, the unauthorized biography of Frank Sinatra. Yeah, crap. Hey Corey, what's up? I am gonna enjoy it. I'm pretty sure. I've heard a lot of people say good things about the film, so very excited. Anyway, His Way, Frank Sinatra, unauthorized biography. Got it for free. Second and Charles has like these free bins out front that you can go pick through, and sometimes they have good stuff, sometimes they don't. But that was one I thought worth taking a look at. Next, I'll show you the new books that came out over the last 2 weeks that I picked up. Abbott, issue 4. Fantastic story. If you guys haven't read it yet, it's really, really good. About a cop in Detroit, or not a cop, sorry, my bad. Newspaper reporter in Detroit who has an ex-husband who was a cop. She's dealing with some supernatural stuff, and it's fantastic. And there's lots of little Detroit references, which is fun. So yeah, really, really enjoy that right now. I think it's only a 5 or 6 part miniseries. I really, really wish it would go on. I'm sure there's tons of stories that could be told using these characters, but as of right now, it's fantastic form. This is Grass Kings number 14. I think this is like a cover B. I'm not sure. But this is also another book that's ending very soon, from what I understand. A lot of my books are ending soon, including Harrow County. This is issue 30. Big fan of Harrow County. Jeez, glare is terrible. This ends in 2 more issues, which really bums me out. But another one, Kill or Be Killed. I believe this is ending in a few issues as well, so it sucks. But love that book. It's been good since 1, so. These two, those were from 2 weeks ago. This is from this week. I haven't read these yet. Dr. Star and the Kingdom of the Lost Tomorrows, issue 3. And Hillbilly finally came back with issue 9. Love Hillbilly. Love Eric Powell. You'll see a lot more of his stuff later on in this haul video. Because I went a bit crazy. Actually, later on will be right now. I picked up a bunch of trades over the last couple weeks because Second and Charles had a bunch that I wanted. And they all happen to be Eric Powell trades. And they all happen to be the Goon. So they had 0 through 11 there. And I decided to pick them all up. So over the course of a few days, I picked up, 4 here, 4 there, whatever. But here we go. Goon, volume 0, Rough Stuff. Volume 1, Nothing But Misery. I never read the Goon before, and then I saw all these, and I got curious, so I just picked up the first one, read it, and it really made me laugh. Most books that I pick up aren't funny books, but I kind of need some of that sometimes. So this time in my life, funny books are good. So read the first one, loved it, laughed, decided to pick all the rest of them up. This is 2, My Murderous Childhood, and Other Grievous Yarns. Volume 3, Heaps of Ruination. 4, Virtue and the Grim Consequences Thereof. This is the only one. It's an odd one out as far as the printing. It's gonna drive me nuts. But I'll find another one soon. But you can see, like, the banners on the top, the headings aren't the same, and the numbering is not the same on the bottom. That's gonna drive me crazy until I find another one. But for now, it'll hold a spot and it'll be good. Goon number 5, volume 5, Wicked Inclinations. Number 6, Chinatown and the Mystery of Mr. Wicker. 7, A Place of Heartache and Grief. 8, Those That Is Damned. 9, Calamity of Conscience. 10, Death's Greedy Comeuppance. And 11, The Deformed of Body and the Devious of Mind. I don't know how many trades there actually are. I want to say 15. But a really good starting point as far as I'm concerned to be able to pick them all up in pretty much one shot. Hey, Greco. Yes, your room is ready. Actually, Emily's got it in her head that she needs to clean the entire house for you guys when you get here. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't followed me very long, hey Ben, The Goon is an awesome series. I've only read volumes 1 through 5 thus far, but I've enjoyed what I've read. Yeah, I've read only the first volume, but it's fantastic. So really excited to get into it some more. Anyway, Motor City Comic Con is coming up in 2 short weeks, and the posse is getting back together. Johnny, Greco, Nate, CJ, and myself will be hanging out for the weekend. And they'll all be staying here, and we'll be having a fun time, and very excited for that. Kind of need a break from reality for a little bit personally, so very excited to have everybody over here. Very excited to get to hang out and see my brothers again. It's going to be great. Good times. Next, picked up another trade. That's Huck, book 1. I think there's only one book of Huck. I never got to read it, never picked it up. Been looking for it for a long time. I think Johnny actually told me about it. So finally found a trade of it, as well as number 1 issue. So picked those both up, because why not? And then another healthy chunk of stuff that I picked up these last couple weeks. One single title. Oop, 1 second. Here we go. Picked up the first trade of The Fix. Steve Lieber is going to be at Motor City Comic Con, and I'm very excited to meet him. He does the art on The Fix, as well as some other really fantastic stories like Superior Foes of Spider-Man, and he did Whiteout. He did another book that I'm going to show you in a little bit that I didn't know he did, so very excited to read that and talk to him about that. But I want to meet him, have him sign a few things, but I'm going to buy the Superior Foes of Spider-Man omnibus. He's been posting on Twitter that he's drawing like little sketches in the covers, and I'm going to see if he can do that for me too. And then I'm going to take a look at his original art. But yeah, very excited to meet him. Anyway, The Fix, Volume 1, picked up Issue 1. This is the 4th printing. I already showed, I don't know if you guys watched before, I already have an issue number 1, a 5th printing, but I found that 4th printing. I'm going to get the 5th printing signed by him. So, yeah, just picked up a second copy of number 1. This is The Fix number 2. This is a 1st printing. And then this is a 3rd printing of number 2. We have, this is a 1st printing of issue 3. And then a 2nd printing of issue 3. I really like this one. I'm half thinking about getting this one signed just because I like the empty space. It just looks awesome. The rest of these are first printings. So issue 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I have an issue 10 coming to my shop for me, and they have issue 11 on the shelves. So I had to put in my file and add it to my pull list. So really excited to keep reading that. That's another funny book that I've really gotten into. So happy to get all those. Stoked to read them. They've been really fun, and to continue on in that story. Next, some more single issues that I picked up. Know nothing about this book whatsoever. Just the covers looked awesome, and it's a 6-part miniseries. So, Feathers. This is issue 1, 2, 3. God, that glare is terrible. 4, 5, and 6. The art on the covers reminded me a lot of Mike Mignola. That's what really piqued my interest in it. But excited to read about it, or read it. I don't need to read about it because I'm going to read the story itself. Anyway, next 4-part miniseries by Ollie Masters and art by Tyler Jenkins, which caught my eye. That's Snowblind. I think I remember somebody talking about Snowblind when it first came out. I don't remember though, and I don't know why I didn't pick it up. But Snowblind number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I love Tyler Jenkins' art. He's phenomenal. Really, really enjoy it. So went to Second and Charles for Free Comic Book Day yesterday. That was all pre-Free Comic Book Day stuff. Went to Second and Charles with Lucas and with Nate. They didn't really have a whole lot of Free Comic Book Day books, but Lucas picked up like a Pokemon book and an Avengers book. I think that's what he got. So those were the free ones. They had a deal going on where it was buy 5 get 5 free. So of course Nate and I went nuts. I don't remember what Nate got at all. I hardly remembered what I got by the time we had left. But I turned in some stuff for credit, and in the end only ended up paying $12 for this stack. Lots of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. So let's get into it. First up, a title I know nothing about, but it's written by Cullen Bunn. So Grave Lilies, don't know anything about it. Cullen Bunn though, he's one of my favorite writers right now. Absolutely love his stuff. So I can't imagine it's gonna suck. Too bad. So Grave Lilies, number 1. I can't ever leave a copy of this book sitting at a place. So Day Tripper number 1. I think I have like 4 copies of this now. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't read it, check it out. You won't be disappointed. A couple Firestorm issues. We got 66, 69, 70, and 75. Then we got some Green Arrow here. 73 of the volume 2, I believe. Volume 2. Yep. 74. Some new 52 Green Arrow that I didn't pick up. This is issue 2. 37, 39, and 40. And then one issue of Green Arrow and Black Canary that I didn't have yet. So 29. I think I need like 3 more issues to complete that. So that's pretty cool. Every time I come across something that like I haven't been able to find anything of for a long time, I get really stoked and kind of get like butterflies in my stomach. Anyway, Green Lantern stuff. We got 185 in a terrible bag. Look at all those ripples in the bag. Yeah. Green Lantern 185. 214. 215. Jesus. 219. And 224, which I believe is the last issue of Volume 2. And then we got... it's not a huge Green Lantern collection right now. It's getting there. But I don't know why I've focused on the section that I have. But Volume 3, I have pretty complete up until like 55, I think. And then I don't have 55, but then I have 56. 57. 58. And 59. But I keep picking up Green Lanterns here and there. I really would love to find some earlier Green Lantern stuff, but it's just not it's not around here. I've kind of run the well dry a little bit, so I've had to expand into later issues and stuff like that. But it's getting there. I'm pretty stoked on it. Here's 148, and then I didn't know it when I picked these next 2 up, but I needed it to complete the storyline. I had 3 through 6. And now I have Geoff Johns' Green Lanterns Rebirth issue 1 and issue 2. So now I can read the whole thing. I didn't have it written in the tome. I was also in the middle of rewriting the tome yesterday. I finished it up this morning. But yeah, didn't know that I needed those. I just happened to come across 1 and 2 and was stoked to find them and pick them up. Next, some Huntress. So 13, 17, 18, and 19. I think I just need issue 12 to complete that first like volume of Huntress. So I'll be on the lookout for that at the con. I don't know if I'll come across it, but if I do, that'll be pretty sweet. And then they had this for $1, and I couldn't pass it up. Royal City issue 1. I love Jeff Lemire's work, especially when it's his own independent stuff, and even more so when he's the writer and artist. So pick that up. I think that's probably the 3rd or 4th copy I have of that book. Black Canary Wedding Planner. I don't know if this is a one-shot or not. It says first issue, but I've never heard anybody talk about it. It just seemed to go in the timeline with that Green Arrow Black Canary book that I'm trying to complete. So I saw it and said, why not? Next book I know absolutely nothing about, but it's a 5-part miniseries, and they had all 5 parts, so I picked it up. It's Who is Jake Ellis? Nathan Edmondson and Tonsi Zonjic. I pronounced that completely wrong. But yeah, so issue 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought the covers looked interesting. And 5. I looked at the back of issue 1 and it said something about Jason Bourne needing to step aside because Jake Ellis is on his way. So I'm assuming it's a spy type book, which I'm down for. I like that type of stuff. Next, um, really excited to find these. I already have one, Frankenstein Alive Alive issue 1 with the color cover there. And then also found this one with the black and white cover. So I'm guessing like a cover B type situation we got going on here. I don't know if it's second print or what. I haven't had the chance to look through all this stuff yet, but pretty stoked to have that. I love Frankenstein Alive Alive. I love Bernie Wrightson's artwork. Rest in peace, Bernie. But yeah, super stoked to find that. Then I found, I think it's like 6 issues of Copperhead. So 1, 2, 3. I have the first 2 trades of this. I think there's only 2 trades out. 4, 5, and 6. It's like a science fiction western type situation with that book, and I love it. And kind of like I like Firefly and that type of genre melding type thing they got going on there, and Copperhead kind of fills that void left in my heart by Firefly being canceled. Anyway, some more spy type stuff that I happen to find. It's John Byrne. I think it's called Cold War. The Michael Swan dossier, the Damocles contract. So that's number 1. Frankenstein Alive Alive is phenomenal. So sad that Bernie never got to finish it. Another awesome person taking from us too soon. I completely agree 100%. I did like, I forget who did the art. She did all right, whoever it was, finishing up issue 3. But yeah, I wish she would have been able to finish the whole thing. But yeah, Bernie Wrightson. Fantastic artist. Anyway, Cold War issue 1. Issue 2. 3. They look very James Bondish, these covers. And that's what draw me to them. And 4. So, don't know if they're any good. I imagine they're pretty all right. It's John Byrne, but you know he can do some shitty stuff too. So, next, here is the other title I said Steve Lieber worked on. I actually didn't know Steve Lieber worked on this until Nate pointed it out to me when I picked it up. I just looked at the covers and it looked like something I wanted to read because you can judge a comic by its cover. That's Alabaster Wolves, 1 of 5. 2, 3, and 4. They didn't have 5 there, so I'm going to have to find that somewhere. Good luck. Might put a My Comic Shop order in after the con or something. Found a couple Lock and Key one-shots. So we have Grindhouse here. For those of you who don't know, I love Lock and Key. Fantastic. Just really great stuff. I never tried to pick it up in singles, but I saw these there and thought, why not? Because it was buy 5, get 5 free, and they were all priced at $1, so 50 cents. This is Guide to the Known Keys. And this is Subcover B, issue 1 of Small World. Yeah, Lock and Key, the whole thing's fantastic. You have the whole series in singles, Corey? That's fantastic. I had it all in trade paperback. I ended it up. I ended up getting it, yes, all in singles. Jesus, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. I have it all in hardcovers now. I ended up giving the trade paperbacks to my sister, and she loved it. Picked it up when it was coming out. I wish I would have been on that when it was coming out. but I wasn't. I don't even know if I was collecting comics at the time it was coming out. I have to go back and check. But if it wouldn't make sense for me not to pick it up when it's coming out, at least when it started, because that seems like a book I would have picked up even when I first started collecting comics. So I don't know, maybe I just didn't. I didn't know about it. Anyway, I have 3 books left. Of course, I'm going to save the best for last. It's insane that I got the last book at the price I got it. But anyway, Peter Panzerfaust, this is issue 15. This is cover A. I couldn't remember if I needed cover A or cover B. I already have cover A. So this is a second copy of issue 15, cover A. But again, $1. I'll pick it up. Here we go. Peter Panzerfaust, issue 21, cover B. I did not have cover B. I needed it, so I got it. And lastly, this issue was the first issue I actually picked up yesterday. Second and Charles has their setup a little bit different now, where they used to have them in long boxes on a table and you just go through the long boxes. They took the long boxes out and put all the books just loose in there. Well, not loose in there, they're in rows. But you can see the first book in each row. And I saw this just sitting there out in the open. And I pretty much raced over, pushed Nate out of the way a little bit, and grabbed it up and looked at the price, and it was 95 cents. And I thought to myself, no fucking way that this is 95 cents. But it was. And I took it out of the bag to make sure that it was a first printing and it wasn't one of those, anniversary printings, which it's not. And it is in gorgeous condition. I don't even know if it was opened, aside from me opening it. Peter Panzerfaust, issue number 1. Pretty damn amazing find. If I do say so myself, I've never seen one out in the wild. I've only seen them on eBay and for insane prices. If you go right now on eBay, I checked last night, the cheapest price you'll find is $60. And that's also like one of the only ones that's not slabbed. If you go looking at a slabbed one, it's like $130. But yeah, it was a hell of a steal on this. Super stoked to have found it. Finally, I resigned myself to never being able to find this issue. Johnny gave me a second printing of issue 1 last year. And I was over the moon about that. I still am. I love the cover on that one. I just never thought I'd come across a first printing of issue 1. And to have it just sitting out there, just right there, was phenomenal. I grabbed it up and I started laughing like a little girl. It was pretty funny. And I messed up the story. I was supposed to say that Nate found it and gave it to me. We decided on that. Sorry about that, Nate. But yeah, it was amazing. That completely made my whole day. But it also started me off on finding 59 other books to pick up. So, yeah, just stoked. I'm still in awe of it. So yeah, anyway, that's it. That's my whole haul from the last couple weeks. You probably won't see another video from me until Motor City Comic Con time. So if you are around and you want to check in on us, I'm sure we'll all be on Twitter. I'll probably do what I usually do, which is like a little video clip every day. Just kind of giving you guys updates, checking in, And then, yeah, just hit us up on Twitter. Like I said, I'm not sure who's staying for how many days or what days everybody's going to be here. But Greco, Johnny, CJ, Nate, and myself will all be heading to Motor City Comic Con, and looking very forward to hanging out with them and meeting some creators, and just very excited to be hanging out, all of us again. It happens like once a year, so I mean, I would love for it to happen more often, but you know how things happen. So thanks for all the well wishes, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.